I have something to share with you. So I was reading this book this morning, Shabba Letters. It's by Shanna Armburst. Actually, she's a friend of mine. I'm going to put the link in the description below to her book on Amazon, so you can definitely check it out. I would highly recommend. There was something that she wrote in this book. There was actually a lot of things that she wrote in this book that really struck me. I'm only on the 3rd chapter, so I'll probably be sharing more with you about this. I'm going to read a little bit of this book. Someone had proposed to her, and the Lord, he was saying this wasn't really what he had in mind. I'm going to read a little bit. It says, "Take off my ring, Lord. You gave this to me. I'll take it off if that's what you desire, but it's too precious to bury in the ground." He responded with silence, because he already spoke to her, right? I walked away with the ring tightly secure in the front pocket of my cut-off jeans. That ring signified the promise of God over my life, and I was unwilling to let them go. I did not care so much in that moment if it meant that Elias and I were being asked to call off our wedding. I cared about my calling. I knew that the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable, but I was too afraid to bury every plan and promise God had for me here on earth. My identity was found in my calling, and I was afraid that by letting it go, I would lose myself. Little did I understand, Jesus was asking me to bury it like a seed so that new things could grow and flourish in my life. Okay, that's what I wanted to share with you, because I didn't go through that exact situation that she's talking about, but in the last few years, my identity was founded on my calling, and that the people that were connected to my calling that I thought, okay, let me back up. My identity was in my calling and what the Lord wanted me to do, what I thought the Lord wanted me to do in my life. And my identity was also starting to be founded on the people that I thought were connected to the call that God had on my life, right? So when these people that I thought were connected to my calling started to pull away from me and out of relationship with me, I literally thought that I was losing my calling. This had happened twice to me in my life. It's so funny because I learned a lot the first time it happened. So this wasn't it was with 2 different people, or, different people at different times in my life. The first time it happened, I had a certain call that was connected to business, and this person pulled away, and then I felt like my call could not exist, like I couldn't fulfill the destiny that the Lord had on my life. And then it happened again later when I felt like my call and my destiny was in ministry. And then when I had connected my call and my destiny to people, and when they started to pull away, I again felt the same thing happen again. If you don't learn it the first time, you're going to have to go through it again and try to learn it again. All right? So anyways, I digress. What she said was that little did I understand, Jesus was asking me to bury it like a seed so that new things could grow and flourish in my life. And what the Lord was speaking to me in that moment when I read this, he said, Georgia, I want that dark season of your life, that dark season that you thought was the worst thing that could have ever happened. You came to a ministry school to be set free, and you were set free from a lot of things. But then it felt like even worse things happened to me that felt irrevocable, like irrevocably worse. But the Lord was saying that he wanted me to bury those things. Okay, so he brought me through them, and I don't feel anything. I have not felt anything towards any of the people, and the whole situation the Lord lifted off of me, right? So he wanted me to take those things of what I had been holding on to and to bury them in the ground so that he could plant and grow new things in my life, things that would flourish, things that would produce fruit from my really hard season, right? So those things that I thought were the worst season of my life, the Lord was starting to bear fruit from. He wanted me to look at that season in my life that I thought actually had hindered me and had killed my destiny and was going to no longer let me live out the destiny and the call in my life. He was telling me that those things were actually going to produce fruit in my destiny, and that those things that I walked through would actually help me and produce God in me to bring me to my destiny. That the things that I thought were a waste of time, that killed who I was in God, and that I would never be restored, actually, now, I was sitting with my time with the Lord, and I found myself weeping, thanking the Lord for my darkest season that I ever thought that I could have ever had, because it actually brought me closer to the Lord. It actually brought me through something so hard I didn't think that I could handle it, but then the Lord was saying, He could handle it, and He brought me through, and I was sitting there thanking Him for it. And I never thought I could do that, because I honestly thought that I was worse off because I went through those seasons, and that I was stained from those seasons, and that I could never recover. But then the Lord was saying, no. He literally brought beauty for ashes. Beauty from ashes. Crazy. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share. I really hope that this encouraged you. Like, it marked me when He spoke that to me. I hope that it marks you. I pray right now that it marks you like it marked me. I pray that it marked you and marks you like it marked me. That's my sincere prayer for you today. Also, you can get this book on Amazon. Shanna's really awesome, and I hope that if you read it, it will impact you big time. We'll see you next time.